Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. This is a 100% custom, homemade sport fishing boat build series that I'm working on. Everything's home built. Previous videos, we painted the boat, added the tuna tower, the outriggers, added some scale details, custom motor mount, stuffing tube, stuffing boxes, grease fitting, the whole nine. Today we're going to be working on a rudder. All right, we're going to be using stainless steel to build an immersed submerged rudder. All right, stainless steel blade, stainless steel post, and stainless steel shaft. All right, all custom. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, like, comment, share the videos. Big B here with Ironclad RC. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it, you guys. This is kind of what my builds start off with. You know, it's either a box full of scraps or a box full of parts. All right. I got an 1/8 shaft here. We need to split with a hacksaw down the middle so we can make a rudder blade connection, and we're going to take it out to the shop and weld it. All right, so let's get to it. Boom. 308 L15. I welded it to my damn vise. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. So then I might have to weld it, let it cool down, and hit it again so we don't burn through it. So yeah. Come out pretty good. Come out pretty good. Fourth time's the charm. Okay, fourth time's the charm. I blew through 3 different blades. All right, I had to split my 1/8 rod 4 different times to get that split to go over the rudder, but it actually turned out pretty good. So yeah, we're going to use it in this throttle linkage, like I said. All right, I'm gonna cut the throttle linkage in half. Let's draw a little schematic here. I'll show you what we're going to do. All right, so we got this brass. I'm just going to call it a bushing. All right, I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay. All right, and this is going to be the bottom of the boat. I'm going to kind of countersink it into the keel. All right, and it's going to kind of act as a bump stop for the rudder so it don't rub on the bottom of the boat. All right, then we're going to have our post, the rudder post with the threads. Okay, this is actually, my keel is going to be here. This is my keel. All this is my keel, the keel of the boat. So it's going to be countersunk on the bottom so it don't create any drag. I've got that nut right here. The nut's going to actually screw down onto the keel and kind of sandwich the two together so we get a nice tight structure. All right, and then we'll kind of either epoxy or just use an adhesive, since it will sandwich together tight, just kind of adhesive it in there in a nice post, nice solid post. All right, then we're going to have the 1/8 shaft go through, attached to the rudder. Like I said, this is going to act as a bump stop. I can also possibly put like some packing, like put a couple O-rings right here, kind of like packing to keep the water out. We'll pack it full of grease, and then we're going to make a custom servo arm. All right, this is kind of the, I'm going to make a kind of a beefed up servo arm. All right, goes on the post. I'm going to tap 2 grub screws, 4mm, 3mm, probably 4 on both sides. These grub screws are just going to kind of keep the rudder from pushing it out, you know, kind of keep it in place. That's why I'm going to tap 2 screws, 1 on each side, and maybe even put an O-ring under the servo arm itself in between the posts, you know, kind of keep water out there too. So we'll have packing here, packing here. We're going to cut this bushing in half so we can countersink it in the bottom of the boat. All right, so I got that part cut in half. Okay, it's going to go right up on the keel. I was scared it wasn't going to screw in. Sandwich it right on. This is where my rudder is going to go through the boat. Okay. Prop's going to be somewhere in there. I'm going to put it dead center of my keel. Let's put our motor back in so we can get everything lined up. Rudder in and see what it looks like. Moment of truth. Looks pretty good. Just enough room to get my propeller off. Alright, so I'm going to drop this in right here. Like that. Now let's mark it out. Actually kind of rounded off the front edge a little bit, a little more hydrodynamic. Going to get it epoxied into the boat. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Straight up and down this way, the rudder post straight up and down that way. All right, I've got it lined up dead nuts in line with my prop shaft. All right, with the keel, everything's in line. Now it's muffin time. So yeah, it actually turned out pretty good. The post is nice and solid. I got epoxied in. Okay, there's the rudder. I'm gonna cut it off the rudder where that red mark is. All right, my servo is gonna go right in front of it. Okay, gonna be out the way right there, kind of keep it centralized. I got batteries in it, so let's grease it up. All right, let's grease it up, and I still got to put my retainer in and everything. Whenever I grease it, I just kind of grease while I'm running the motor. Yeah, see, we got grease coming out the ends right there. All right, so let's spin it up, see what she sounds like. Nice. Sounds good. Yeah, I got grease coming out both ends, so that's good. Sounds good. I'm prepping up the rudder post to be cut. I've got to line it up with the servo. I've got to test the height, make sure the hatch is going to fit on with the rudder arm on. Basically prepping it up for the rudder arm that we're going to make, and going to make our cut. So I'm going to be using this part, so I'm going to screw the nut past my cut mark. That way I can unscrew the nut and the threads will straighten themselves back out. I cut my piece down. All right, that's my steering post. I actually I went ahead and cut most of the threads off, because this right here will actually come in handy later on for something. A threaded piece of stainless steel with a nice clean hole through it, that'll come in handy. Also, that guy right there will definitely come in handy for something. So always hold on to that stuff. I throw it in my little junk drawer. All right, so now we got to make us a steering arm. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this. This was like a latch for a ladder, you know, like an extension ladder. It was a latch. It's a nice heavy metal and thick, so I'm gonna use this part right here probably. I'm thinking about a connection on both sides and use two push-pull rods, you know. So we're gonna go clean this up and start the servo arm, or steering arm, I guess I should say. These vices that have a pivot that spin back and forth come in handy when you're trying to match up the sides, both sides on a specific item you're working on. It comes in handy, like big time. You know, you can spin it back and forth, and it just saves a lot of time. Boom! Huh? Yeah, it looks good. Huh? That's my rudder arm. Okay, got my holes, center hole marked out. Gonna drill it with an 1/8 bit to fit the rudder shaft. I also cut the rudder down. All right, and I modified a little grommet. All right, you see the grommet there? I cut the top part of the grommet off so that it slides up into the rudder post and will make it watertight, huh? Yeah, I notched the top back part of the rudder to prevent any air bubbles coming in and messing up our steering All right, so we'll get a better tighter turn. So yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna drill this out and tap it for our 4mm grub screws. Little quick fishing story for you. We were headed out to the Gulf Stream on the sport fishing boat I worked on, and ran over like 1,000-pound sunfish. We killed it. It was blood everywhere. Sliced it with our rudder. It bent our rudder like all the way, like it wouldn't even move. I had to disconnect the hydraulic hoses and everything, and we limped back in with a single rudder. Just a quick story for you. Got the servo horn on. I got my rudder arm on the servo horn. I'm just going to scribe on the outside hole here on both sides. Alright, now I've got a mark we can go by to drill the holes. I'm going to drill my holes out for the steering linkage. I just kind of dry fitted it for you guys. I'm going to take it apart and show you guys how it's assembled. But it works amazing. It works amazing. The rudder horn here with the two-way steering rods, I went ahead and bent them because you have to get them like perfect length and everything. So I went ahead and just kind of did it off camera. But the bottom there, check it out. Check it out. Plenty of steering. Okay. Plenty of steering. I just got my servo double-sided tape down for the sake of the video. I'm actually going to use this piece of fiberglass layup I did a while ago for my servo. That'll be in the next video. But yeah, I'm going to take it apart and kind of explain to you what I did here, alright? I know you guys seen the whole process, but I just want to show you how to do it in case you're interested in doing it yourself. Like I said, I used the throttle linkage for an outboard motor. So if you know a boat mechanic that is near you or whatnot, stop by and ask him if he has any outboard motor throttle cables, like probably like a 40 horsepower throttle cable would work perfect. Now you get, when you get one, you're going to get like a 12, 14, or 16 foot length. All right, this goes to the throttle box. Let me zoom out. This goes to the throttle box up near the steering wheel where you throttle up and throttle down. This part right here. All right, and then you get a 16-foot piece of stainless steel, basically rod that is 5/64. Okay, I use it for all my boats, all of them. All right, makes perfect steering rods. All right, but that's not all. That's not all. You get a pick tool. This is what goes up into the throttle box. It's like a pick tool. I cut it off and I sharpen it, make different pick tools, different for different applications. All right, you know, depending on which one you either get a throttle or a steering cable. All right, when you get it, you get the cable. All right, the cable comes in a roll like that. When you take it apart, you get these little wires. Okay, these wires, that's what I'm using for this. These are not stainless steel, but they're perfect. They're perfect for little applications like this. Also, you get a Teflon liner in it. All right, you just kind of clean up this tube right here that's on the inside that this push-pull steering rod goes in, and it's white. It's white up under it once you kind of sand it and clean it up. But man, it's definitely worth going and checking out. What can they say? You know, no, it's trash. They take them off boats. They throw them in the trash, basically. But sorry, I got sidetracked there. So let's take this thing apart. I'll show you how everything works. Okay, I got it disconnected from the servo. I'm just going to do an L bend, a Z bend up here. All right, 4mm grub screws on both sides. All right, my rudder shaft here, I got to put a flat spot on both sides so it stops it from going down. All right, what I use for the top side and the bottom, I use these little grommets. Okay, I got a whole pack of them, like all different assorted sizes. I cut the top and the bottom part off. All right, and I made this little guy right here for the top part of the rudder post. All right, that's going to keep water from coming in the boat. With the actual rudder, all right, I just cut the top part of the grommet off. That's going to go inside of our little bushing. All right, this bushing is what I got epoxied into the bottom of the boat here. Okay, that's going to go right inside the bushing. All right, just like so. Hopefully that'll keep water out. All right, it's perfect. It's perfect. I just cut that bushing in half. You guys seen it? And then I epoxied it, countersunk it into the bottom of the boat. All right, I just kind of rounded off the edges a little bit more on both sides, okay, and epoxied it right into the boat. All right, make sure you got it straight up and down. Then you put your rudder with the grommet on. Of course, you want to put some grease in there. That helps keep the water out. All right, boom, like that. Our little grommet that we cut off, boom. All right, I made sure I drilled these holes out like perfect on both sides, the perfect length from the center line, and that's it. That's all you gotta do, man. And it looks really cool with this double linkage. I've never really run boats with the two-way push-pull steering, but it really gives it some scale look, you know. That's too cool, man. That's too cool. But I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think of the project. You know, let me know if you've seen my older videos. I've told you guys about these push-pull steering cables before. Let me know if you guys went out and got one. It's definitely worth going out. If you're a boat builder or car builder, airplane, it's definitely gonna come in handy. So the next video, I'm gonna actually install the servo, okay, and basically finalize everything, and we'll probably take it out for a test run in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the build. I tried to do a few things different, give you guys a couple ideas for your builds, some DIY engineering and ingenuity. You know, you don't have to always just get the nicest freaking parts available online, the most expensive parts for your boat to be satisfied. I'm satisfied. I'm more satisfied building this boat all handmade and doing it from scratch. You know, just it gives you a sense of satisfaction. You know, if you guys have any builds, if you've stuck in this long in the video, email me, shoot me a picture of your custom build. I'm trying to get a video together of my subscribers' boat builds. I've almost got enough for a full video. So if anybody else out there wants to send me a video, my email's in the description. If you have any swag, if you'd like for me to promote your YouTube channel, send me some stickers, anything, whatever you guys, you know, I'll email me and I'll email you back. And I'll help you guys out. You help me out by viewing my videos. I'll help you guys out any way I can. So thank you for watching. Big B with Ironclad RC, channel where we tinker, test, and build sport fishing boats. Yeah, it turned out nice.